A basket of fluffy buttermilk biscuits. First thing I need, butter, buttermilk, and shortening. There you go. And nothing makes you happier and is more economical than a good biscuit. But biscuits, I mean, there's just a few principles of doing it right. I'm gonna show you what they are. Now, the flour. Cake flour, that makes it really nice and light and flaky because there's not a lot of gluten. Gluten's what we like in pizza dough. Some regular flour, well, that's heavy. And some baking soda and baking powder, the leavening agents. And we're gonna have two different leavenings that are gonna take place. We're gonna have one right before we bake it. When they sit there on the counter, they kind of rise a little bit, and then also when they're cooking, they're gonna rise up a little bit. We're gonna go with more of the cake flour, nice and light. We're doing 1.5 cups. Three-quarters of the AP flour. That gives it some of its structure. There we go. And baking powder, 3 teaspoons of this. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt. Let me pulse this just a little bit. Kind of want to incorporate it. Sometimes you'll see it say sift, and that's just so we're incorporating the salt and the baking soda all together, okay? Now, I cube the butter and then put it back in the fridge, so we've got 1/2 cup of butter that's cubed, and this is nice because it'll break up inside of there, so it makes it nice and light and flaky. And the cold butter steams and gives you a little lift in your biscuit. A little lift in your biscuit? Let's see here. Tablespoon, yeah, that looks like about 2 to me. Okay, 2 tablespoons of shortening. Now, don't want to over pulse it, don't want to overwork it. Just want to kind of break up the fat inside of there, the butter and the shortening. It's going to kind of look a little bit gravelly. Okay, excellent. And now, 1 cup of buttermilk, and I know I should be using a wet measuring cup, but I have this one and it's already dirty, so you know, I don't have that many of them. Okay, so a cup of the buttermilk, and this acid in the buttermilk is going to help the leavening agents react. You need a little bit of acid to do that. There we go. Back in. A lot of work, but so worth it. Okay, and just a little bit, just don't want them to get too tough. Perfect. Get all this stuff out of my way. Now I do need some bench flour. There we go. And I do need to debling. Now watch this. I'm gonna just mess with this as little as possible, which me is tough because, you know, coming from the background of sauteing and cooking on the line, I like to sit there and push it around. This here, we're just gonna take our time, nice and easy, not do a bunch of work to it. It'll kind of form together on its own. Get everybody out. All right, here we go. So just a little bit of flour on my finger so it doesn't stick. Not messing with it a bunch, not pushing it down too much. I want to form it out to about, I don't know, 11 by, I don't know, sheet of paper, sheet of legal paper. Okay, so 8.5 by 11, somewhere around there. How's that look? Good, don't measure at home. Okay, so then I'm gonna fold this over. Folding it gives it the layers, okay? Check that out. Now fold it down a little bit. Not even getting the rolling pin out on this one. And I'm looking to go maybe about 6 by 6. Huh? Who's doing it now? Let me get a little more flour on my hands. Okay, a little more so it's not too tacky. There we go. Great way to clean your hands off is put a little flour on your fingers. See how it rubs right off? Where's my bench scraper? There we go. And we'll give it a 1. Boom, boom. Look at this. Okay, now here's the cool thing about this. Pull these bad boys out, throw them on the parchment paper, let them set up for about 15 minutes before they go to the oven. This is how you make the biscuits. They're the round biscuits for the Fieri family. Now look at these. They've had a chance to proof up, I guess, a little bit from the leavening agent, the baking soda and baking powder, brushing them with a little bit of butter, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle them with a bit of sea salt. Oh, I know. But you got that nice butter, you got the creaminess of that, and then a little sea salt on top, you'll dig it. And these are gonna go into the oven, 500 degrees right off the bat. Right when I throw it in, it's 500 degrees. Now I'm gonna lower it down to about 450 and 16, 18 minutes. Look at those. Look at a little bit of salt on top of them. Now, my biscuit buddy, Jeffrey Campbell, he says you always have to put biscuits in the basket. So he says this is the way you keep them. He's from the South. He says this is the way you keep them steamed up and nice and tender. So biscuits in the basket. Always biscuits in the basket. There we go. And one on my plate. All right, look at those bad boys.